Hello everyone, in this video we will be talking about how to compare lengths. Up until now we've only been adding and subtracting lengths that have different units of measurement. Now we will be comparing them as well. The method we use though is the exact same, so we're just going to copy it. I'm going to do one of these as an example, and the rest I'm going to leave for you to do on your own in your notebook at home. So let's start with this one. It says 3 meters or 15 decimeters. Which one is more? I can't compare these right now because they're not in the same unit of measurement. One is in meters, one is in decimeters. So I need to pick one of the two and change them into the same unit of measurement as the other, just like we did with addition and subtraction. So here I'm going to choose this, because as we've said before, we should try and choose the greater unit of measurement. It won't come out wrong if we pick the other one, but it's just easier for us to pick the bigger one, because if we pick the bigger one, then we're moving down the ladder, meaning we're multiplying, which is easier than moving up the ladder, which is dividing. So we're going to rewrite it. Since we chose this one, we're going to put the line here. The unit of measurement that we want, which is this one, so decimeters, dm. Then instead of putting plus or minus like we did up until now, we're going to put this line of comparison, and we're going to put 15 decimeters on this side. On the line, I'm going to write the calculation I need to do in order to convert these 3 meters into decimeters. So what would I need to do? Let's look at the ladder. I need to go from meters to decimeters, so one step down, which means I need to take 3 and multiply it, since I'm moving down, by 10, because I'm moving down one step. 3 times 10 makes 30. 30 what? 30 decimeters. And now that they're in the same unit of measurement, I can compare them. Whereas up until now we would add them or subtract them, now we can compare them and say what's more, 30 or 15? Well, of course, 30 is more. So I make the little symbol that shows that this is more. The next 4 I'm going to leave to you to do on your own in your notebook, and then come back and see if you did them correctly. So pause the video to do these on your own in 3, 2, 1. Okay, since you're back, you solved these already. So let's go. I am going to do this one. It's not the bigger one, but just to remember how division works as well. If you chose this one, whether this is true or whether this is true will not change. So if this one is greater, it'll show. If this one is greater, it'll show. Just look at the end if we chose the same side. If both you and I chose the same side, then you're correct. It doesn't matter if you chose this one or this one. What matters is if you chose the correct side as bigger. Okay? So, let's see. I'm going to put the line here. Millimeters. Then the line of comparison. 9 decimeters. Oh, sorry. Why did I put millimeters? That was a mistake. No, decimeters. Okay, and now to write down the calculation we need to do. So 483 for sure. Then to decide if we want to multiply or subtract, we're going from millimeters, multiply or divide, sorry. We're going from millimeters to decimeters. So we're starting off here. We want to end up here. That is 2 steps up. So since it's up, we're dividing by 100 because it's 2 steps. 483 divided by 100 means I start the decimal point from here and I move 2 places to the left, and I get 4.83. Decimeters on one side, and then 9 decimeters on the other. And now I want to compare. If you remember from when we were comparing decimal numbers, we said that what we do is we compare the integral part of the number, so this part, with the integral number, so with 9. And I say, what's more, 4 or 9? Well, 9 is more, so this side is more. If you started by converting this one, what you would have ended up with is 483 on this side and 900 on this side. And 900 is more than 483. So again, we chose this side as greater. So no problem with that. Next, let's move on. 56 millimeters, 5.6 centimeters. Okay, let's pick the big one this time. And the one on the right. Centimeters is more than millimeters. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite. Let's actually write this. All right, 56. Actually, let's take blue. Let's take that blue. All right, 56 millimeters on one side. Then the comparison line. And then I'm going to write the calculation that we need to do. We'll do 5.6. Then we need to decide if we're multiplying or dividing. So, since I want to go from centimeters to millimeters, I'm going one step down. So I'm multiplying by 10 to turn this into millimeters. Okay, great. 56 millimeters on one side stays the same. And then on the other side we have 5.6 times 10. 5.6 times 10 makes 56 millimeters. So what we get here is the same. We have 56 millimeters on one side and 56 millimeters on the other. They're the same, meaning this should be equal. These two are the exact same. They're equals. So here I should put an equal sign. Great. Let's move on. Here I'm going to choose, let's circle it actually first. I'm going to choose the bigger one again. So this one. Decimeters is more than centimeters. So we're going to say 0.01. What do we need to do with this? We need to multiply or divide. Since we're going from decimeters to centimeters, I'm going down. so times 1 step, so 10. And what do we want to turn it into? Centimeters. In the comparison line, and then 1 centimeter stays the same. Actually, let's leave some more room. So we have 0.01 times 10. 0.01 makes 0.1. What? 0.1 centimeters. And on the other side, I have 1 centimeter. And now I want to compare these two. So what's the integral part of this number, of this decimal number? The integral part is what's in front of the comma, so 0. Compared to 1, what's more? 0 or 1? Well, of course, 1 is more than 0. So this is greater. Perfect. Now here, in the next one, you might be looking at this and thinking, oh, I've made a mistake in how I wrote this problem. Actually, it's not. It's kind of a trap because it's meant to confuse, basically. You look at this and you're used to doing all these conversions up until now, and you think, well, it's going to be the same. Actually, it's not, because both of these are meters. I don't need to convert either of them. They're already in the same unit of measurement. No conversion is necessary. Both of these are in meters. All I need to do right now is compare the numbers, 5.9 and 59. I need to think which one of these is bigger. So this is an integral number, this is a decimal number. So I need to compare the integral part of the decimal number, meaning what's in front of the decimal point, so 5, with the entire integral number, so 59. What's more, 59 or 5? Well, of course, 59. So this number is greater. And that's the end of that exercise. Again, we didn't spend time converting either of these because they're both meters, whereas in the previous exercises, they started out in different units of measurement. This, for example, was millimeters, and this was decimeters. This was millimeters, this was centimeters, and so on. Whereas here, this is meters, this is also meters. So we just need to compare the numbers. That's all for today. Have a good weekend, and see you guys on Monday.